Alright, so what's up guys? This is RW146 here, back again with another update on one of my cars that I'm working on here. This car is actually the reason why I bought the 240SX that I showed in my last video. So this car is a 2009 Subaru WRX hatchback. I'm not sure exactly what trim model it is, but this car I bought, and it has a fully built bottom end in it with receipts and paperwork, and I was actually the first person that drove this car on the road with the brand new engine. So the engine setup that's in it is an OEM Subaru nitrided forged crank, has Manley H-beam rods and Weisco forged pistons. Apart from that, and an ARP stud kit throughout. The actual engine, as far as the top end goes, is bone stock. So it still has an OEM turbo on it, OEM injectors, all that stuff, but it's obviously tuned. Probably makes just shy of 300 wheel horsepower. Apart from that, the drivetrain's also beefed up to handle what the engine could potentially put out, which I believe is right around 600 horsepower is what it's rated for. As of right now, again, it's putting out just shy of 300, but it also has an ACT street clutch in it that should be good for about as much power as the engine is rated to make. This car was perfect when I got it, apart from some scratches on the front bumper, but somebody cut me off in traffic and I could not stop in time. I don't think I was specifically doing anything wrong, and the person that I rear-ended actually is fighting on my behalf as far as insurance and you know, the police go and all that. I did get cited for it, but it should get thrown out in court. But yeah, so this car has a little over 80,000 miles on it. I'll give you a quick walk around. You know, I don't really like silver cars, but considering, you know, everything else done with the car, I didn't mind it. But this car, again, just like the 240SX, is borderline perfect inside. And as of right now, I would start it up for you and everything. But obviously, you know, looking at the front end, not really doable at the moment considering there's no radiator. But I just brought this down to the shop. This is actually a shop that I rent a spot at to work on my cars, and pulled it apart. And I already have a parts car lined up for it that I'm going to pick up a full rad support and everything tomorrow. And I got super lucky on this car because if you look at it, even though the front end is pretty mangled here, and obviously put a hole in the radiator, put a hole in the upper coolant hose, it actually got pushed back into the alternator pulley and put a nice hole in that. The reservoir's messed up, but as far as the frame rails and everything go, I got about as lucky as humanly possible on this car. I didn't even really crinkle the fenders or anything. The hood is also screwed. I got something lined up for all this. The bumper reinforcement, if you look, is just barely creased. Should be able to bang that out, or honestly not even do anything with that. The lower rad support's also screwed, but I have a whole parts car lined up that I'm gonna go take a look at tomorrow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a Sawzall, lop it off right here, lop it off behind where the frame rail connects to the rad support there, and I'm just gonna take the entire front end off of the car after disassembling it and take everything that I need. Got a really good deal on it, and then I have another parts car lined up on Saturday that I'm gonna take the hood from, as well as the headlights, because there's some aftermarket OLED headlights that I really wanted to put on the car anyways. And I'm gonna try to scrounge for some potentially nice aftermarket parts that I can also put on here, maybe like a cob intake, just some simple stuff. I really don't want to do a whole lot to this car because I'm sure it's going to be extremely reliable at the power level that it makes. But again, this thing had a brand new built engine in it. I actually have the receipts for all the parts and pictures of the build in the glove box, and it has about 900 miles on the engine. And then this happened. I'm getting basically shafted by insurance on it, so I'm gonna have to do everything myself. But hopefully this bit might, you know, shine some light on what to do in this kind of situation if you happen to be as lucky as me with how it got hit and there's no frame damage to the car. So once again, this is just one of many cars that I'm working on at the moment. Actually, also at the shop here is my Fox Body Mustang drift car project that I mentioned before, and I'll be doing plenty of updates on that. And then there's the 240SX. So as far as right now, that's about it on this car, but there'll be plenty of updates coming soon. I should be getting this car back together within the next couple weeks, and it'll be better than new. So stay tuned for more updates, again, on this car and everything else I have going on. This is RW146 signing off once again. I'll see you guys later.